Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for a big match of the Bunnings NPC. It is the Hawke's Bay versus Wellington match. We have been waiting for the Ranfurly Shield challenge taking place at McLean Park. So it's going to be interesting to see who. I'm too excited. I can't even use words. Yeah. Who's going to win this game? It's a good question because Wellington, they've had a pretty good season so far. For the Bunnings NPC, they've got a strong lineup here, as we will be looking through in a very short moment. But Hawke's Bay, they have defended the Ranfurly Shield 14 times. They will not want to lose it now, as they are still picking up plenty of momentum. But looking through, I have got the animations this time of the lineups. It will be Pori Rakiti Stones at number 1, Tyrone Thompson at number 2, and Joe Apakatoa there at number 3. Then Isaiah Walker-Leawere is there at 4, Tom Parsons number 5. Now, quite a few of these players actually play for the Hurricanes throughout the regular Super Rugby season. So coming up against a few of their teammates in this matchup. As well, looking through at the loose ball trio will be Marino Mikaeli, Tu'u, Solomoni Funaki, and Devon Flanders there at number 8. Brad Weber, man who was unfortunate to miss out on the ABs, will be going head-to-head in this game with TJ Perenara. That will be an exciting battle. 10, Lincoln McClutchy had a very good debut season for Moana Pacifica. Danny Tuala and Stacey Ely as the centres. Jonah Lowe, Ollie Satsford, and Chase Tiatia to close out that starting lineup. Then for Wellington, they have got the following lineup. It will be Xavier Numia at number 1. It is Asafa Moore at number 2. And then at number 3, they have gone with Cowan, a player we haven't really seen too much of in recent times. In terms of Super Rugby level, I don't believe he's had too many chances for himself. James Blackwell and Dominic Bird is there as the 4-5. We have got the Johan Asetalo. Why isn't TJ Perenara with the All Blacks anymore? I think they just feel he's not good enough to be able to get the opportunity they're going with. A couple of the young guns and Finley Christie, and also alongside that, they have gone with Falau Fakatava. But yeah, I think it's more to do with, I don't know, maybe, is it to deal with him off the field is just as tricky as on the field type thing?
Oh, I think he's been a bit outspoken in the last year or two. So
he has missed out here for the All Blacks and up the Magpies. So here's Nathan there and Caleb Delaney. He will be there at number 6. Duplessis Karefi and Lakai as the other 2 loose forwards at the moment. Wellington, they have won their last 3 matches against Otago, Tasman, and Southland. So they've been on fire. And 2 of those matches were away from home that they were able to get themselves a win. But TJ Perenara, at number 9. Aidan Morgan at 10. Peter Umanga Jensen and Billy Proctor, the midfield combination. Then it will be out on one wing, Patafilo, out on the other, the bus, Savia and Ruben Love. Closing out the starting lineup at number 15. Looking through at the benches for this one, it is Carrero Symes, Braidwood, and Hintz as the front row replacements for Hawke's Bay. Bryn Evans and Josh Kaifa, Eritare Inari, Grigg, and Godfrey as the back replacements. Wellington, James O'Reilly, PJ Sheck. Then it is Sakalia, Tame Plumtree, Whitman, Judd, Garden Bishop, and Garden Bishop. Jackson and Connor both there. And what a game between the Wallabies and the All Blacks 2 days ago. That match was awesome. Yeah, an extremely high scoring one. Could have easily gone either way at any point of that final 10 minutes. And the All Blacks probably very lucky to get themselves over the line and get themselves that victory. So Hawke's Bay, they have only lost 1 of their last 3 contests. That was actually up against Canterbury. But because it was an away game for Hawke's Bay, it didn't mean that the Ranfurly Shield was on the line. Tyrone Thompson, 3 tries in the last week's match up against Southland. Pretty handy. Or a hooker, but that rolling maul of Hawke's Bay, when it gets rolling, it's hard to stop. And my mum has got something in her hand at the moment. She's got a Ranfurly Shield right there. It's made out of cardboard, less impressive than the one that those 2 sides are going for, but it is on the line, Ranfurly Shield. So now we know that next week, Hawke's Bay have got themselves another challenge. In fact, no, sorry. They have a challenge in 2 weeks' time that will be up against Tasman if they are successful in this game. Next week, if Wellington win, they have to go head-to-head with Waikato, and the Shield will be on the line there. Hello, says Ollie. Welcome in. And what's your prediction for the Springboks Pumas match? I think it's going to be close. The Pumas at home are always a very hard side to beat. They won't have the most confidence in the world after the last match that they did have up against the All Blacks, but I'd say Springboks win it by 8. I think it's going to be relatively close. But then there's also a chance the Springboks could win it by 25. Because if they go out there and they're fired up and they just are absolutely firing, going to be a hard game for the Pumas. But this game now kicking off, Hawke's Bay versus Wellington. The Ranfurly Shield once again on the line. Can they make it 15 in a row? It's taken nicely by Savia. Gives it off now to Takai. Currently just on the 22 currently. It's interesting. Artie Savia, you'd have to wonder, depending on when his wife gives birth, would he have loved to be able to go out there for Wellington and just have a little quick run round before heading into the Bledisloe Cup match next week? I would say if the series was 1-0 in favour of the Aussies, we probably would see Artie Savia out there just getting a bit more game time in, warming up. Hi, everyone. Go Wellington, says William, and my cousin lives in Hawke's Bay. They'll probably watch this game, says Johan. So shout out to Johan's cousin. Hopefully they are enjoying the game so far. It is going to be actually a Hawke's Bay scrum now. So they've done some early good work there. But TJ Perenara, he's got Burger King on his back. Is that the new Burger King logo?
I wasn't really watching, but
it's pretty much just 2 buns and Burger King written in between it.
Okay.
I don't know what was wrong with the BK. I thought BK was all right.
Yeah.
And also, evening, Hamish and Mum, says Mr. JJ. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Do let us know your score predictions of this match as well in the chat. Pack weight's pretty even. Over 900 kgs for both sides. Hawke's Bay 919 and 910 for the Wellingtonians, the away side for this contest. Ball about to be fed in by TJ Perenara. He has put it in now. Recycle quickly goes out to Aidan Morgan. In fact, they've given it to Peter Umunga Jensen now. Good low tackle on in by Brad Weber. Now Perenara, first receivers, Caleb Delaney. He always runs hard throughout the Super Rugby season. No different in provincial rugby. Aidan Morgan, though, gives it a big boot downfield up the middle. Nicely taken. Almost slipped out of the fingers of Chase Tia. Now we'll return it back down the McLean Park turf. Nicely taken by Ruben Love. He is a superstar in the making, that man. And we'll remember him from that Māori All Blacks versus Ireland match where he came off the bench.
Okay.
Quite the impact.
He did, didn't he?
Downfield, Ruben Love. He was just over that side. Now he's over that side. Kicking it high. Hello. Oh, he's had a bit of a juggle there. It's gone backwards. There's play on just for now. Flanders has been able to clean it up. Now Weber goes back across. Both sides playing this game at a hard pace to match for the full 80. You would think, not sure on this game, but tomorrow afternoon, go the Bay, goes Mr. JJ. And then now nice ball on the outside. Marino Makele too goes for the chip and chase. That is something you don't normally see from a number 8 unless it's Hoskins Atutu in that game up against the Wallabies where he blew that opportunity for a try. That was a knock-on from Perenara, was it? Looked relatively close, right in front of the touch judge who says play on. Now Lakai. Nice work. 5 metres out. That was a rough pass from Perenara. Actually bounced past Aidan Morgan in the pocket. And that one has gone into touch. Lincoln McClutchy takes it quickly. And it will be play on both of these sides. They aren't going to be able to match this pace. Oh, what's that been called as? Okay, it wasn't illegal, but he didn't take it the way he should have. He's just stepped into the field of play, so we can't allow it. That's what they've called that one. And Perenara sounds like, look like Indian. Says, it's from Nathan I'm here, says Chad, hello. And Chase, you beep, no loyalties, says Mr. JJ. And also we have got there, love Damien Tialende celebration after he scored that first try against the Wallabies. That celebration showed that the box, we're there for business. I want the same attitude from them today. Says Johan, that's gone in behind. It's going to be now Tia cleans it up. Oh, great work there. Julian Savi, he got outplayed there, didn't he?
Done.
He had his eyes firmly on the other Hawke's Bay back, and instead Chase Tia just skids around the outside. Harlequins coach in the Premiership is a New Zealander. Maybe the ABs can get him in to be their new attack coach as Harlequins' attack is epic. Says Johan, how close was this foot? That's great work by Brad Weber, in fact it was, who lured in Julian Savia. Kind of like a ball. Oh, that's gone straight through, and it will be now a free kick for Hawke's Bay after a mistake at line-out time. Asafa Moore, he didn't quite get the call. They have now taken the quick tap there for Lincoln McClutchy. I think that runner, Solomoni Funaki, really cut off any option of being able to use the back line there. Brad Weber now off to Marino Makele too. The Highlanders number 8 / blindside flanker, depending on whereabouts they want him on the field. Weber goes back to Funaki. Always runs it extremely hard. Didn't Perenara play in Japan for a while? He did have a season in Japan. I don't believe he has played at all in France yet, though, has he? I feel like that's probably going to be his next venture.
Yeah.
If Japan don't want him, he'll probably head to France.
What's ever since he went to Japan, he hasn't been in AB, has he?
Only very briefly, but he wasn't the first choice.
No. And that's only because of injuries, was it?
It's gone up high. Nice glide there from Ollie Satsford, although he might have done something to his leg in the process. He looks like he's a little bit ginger just in the back play. Now, it's going to be Stacey Ely, the kicker behind. Used to play for the Rebels, now plays for Moana Pacifica. The bus goes back across to Aidan Morgan, who will have to clear his lines inside of the 22. It has gone out with a nice kick. And now will be a Hawke's Bay line out. And also guess who's back again. Is he back? Tell a friend. Says, is he there? And we're on ear bargain. But we're on ear B again. Says Spider Meek. And also I'm going for Bay. Says Jaden, hello kids. How's mum and dad? Hope all is well. Says Nathan India. We're doing well. You're doing well.
Yeah.
Suffer more able to clean up that one. So a bit of a mistake there off Tyrone Thompson's throw. And I was a bet on the Lions winning. So come on, boys. Let's win it, please, says Mason. Kick downfield. Nice take from Tia. If he wasn't where he was there, could have been danger.
Could have been.
It was a decent kick. 6 minutes into this contest. It's gone high. Taken well by Ruben Love. Gives it back across to Aidan Morgan. Two very young players.
They look similar too, don't they?
The only difference really is Aidan Morgan's almost got a bowl cut.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way of describing it.
A bit more sandy colour, didn't he? Blondie.
Bit of blonde in there. He's almost half, a little bit of orange, isn't it? Ruben Love's here. A little bit sneaking in. And also we have got there, Johan, who's Parana, is he Indian? Says Nathan. And there's also go the Hawks. Says it was Spider Meek. What are Hawke's Bay's nickname? I guess just the Bay, aren't they? But they've also got
Magpies.
the Magpies. That's the one. So that's the Magpies versus the Lions. Now, normally in a head-to-head battle, you would say that a Lion would destroy a Magpie.
Yeah.
A Magpie wouldn't have much of a show. But because this is rugby, it's completely different.
Oh, the Magpie would pick their Lions' eyes out.
He would try to anyway, for as long as he can. Now they're trying to pick down this defence of Wellington. That was a stretch, wasn't it?
It was.
Some of them come off, some of them don't,
Yeah.
unfortunately. At least none of the players have come off yet, because in the last game we had 2 players off in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I love Hawks.
To get going too.
I'm a bit unsure about Hawks, to be honest. I get that they're like majestic and whatnot, but I wouldn't trust one.
No.
Like, what do they do other than like be annoying and like eat roadkill? They kill birds, not birds. They kill little animals, I guess. Maybe depends on the size of the hawk. I haven't been attacked by a hawk before. It's on the bucket list. Poi Rackety Stones around the side. Good tackle made on him by Asafa Moore. Now Weber goes up Tyrone Thompson. That's going to be an advantage against the number 7 that time for being offside. That is Duplessis Karefi. Now intercepted by Perenara, who will kick the ball away to make sure that he slows down the momentum. And it will be Hawke's Bay who now have themselves the penalty straight out in front. Do you take the 3 up against a Hawke's Bay side who are known for scoring many tries throughout their contests, or do you go
It's early
aggressive?
days to take the points.
They must have heard you. Even though there's a slight delay between when we watch it and when it's taken place. Of course, maybe did you send them an email?
Yeah.
Pretty quick. Of course, this is what is on the line. Attack their prey in the air, says Buttermilk and Aussie regularly. I love Hawks and Magpies. There's over. Yeah, the Ranfurly Shield. I remember making this a couple years ago, and I'm still impressed with it. You know, it doesn't look bad. That looks real bad on that side, but that's because it's kind of pushed off. And it's just the angle, isn't it? There we go. That's better. Good to see Julian Savia back in the NBC. And also we have got there loving the comments from your co-commentator. Says Graham there in price. Let's go the Magpies. And it is good to see you, Graham. Who do you think is going to be winning this game? Currently 3-0 in favour of Wellington. That was a nice Magpies cap.
3-0 and found it. Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay, sorry. For Hawke's Bay. Got that around the wrong way.
You did.
But yeah, it's a nice cap. I got a bit distracted because it's got like the embroidered logo. Is that the right word?
Yep.
Embroidered. What does that mean? Like kind of in it.
It's neatly sewn.
Ah. What is broil?
Who?
Broil? Isn't that like a type of like how you cook meat?
Yeah.
You broil it or something?
Well, normally it's boil, but broil's something else, I think.
Is that the stock
Yeah. I'm not a cook.
And also, we have got there, when are we going to, or when are Canterbury going to versus Tasman? I don't actually know if they do this year.
Why is
unfortunately.
that? Are they in different
groupings?
Okay.
And also, Hawke's Bay 55, Wellington 6, says Chad.
Ooh.
And also, we have got majority of Magpies play for Moana Pacifica. That is true. Which is actually really awesome to see the fact that these guys now have a team to play for. Because you look at someone like a Lincoln McClutchy, he has been absolutely terrific for Hawke's Bay for so long, yet never got the opportunity really for the Hurricanes. He got like a couple games here and there, but now he's the starter for Moana Pacifica. He had a Christian Liliafano. Fun fact.
Oh.
So it's great to see he's getting the chance. Solomoni Funaki, Stacey Ely, Danny Tuala, Lolagi Vizinier, who isn't actually in the starting lineup, I don't believe, but he will be coming off the bench later on. No, he actually won't be. I thought he was in this lineup for some reason. But he's another player who has got himself a home at Moana Pacifica now. Going to be a Wellington penalty now that they are trying to line up. 31 for the Magpies, 29 for the Lions, says Nathan. And do you remember the team defend the Shield 60 or 62 times, I believe, says Spider-Man. I mean, there's been some pretty long-standing... That wasn't Canterbury, though, was it?
No, it's Auckland, I think.
Auckland, back in the day. Do you remember who ended that Ranfurly Shield streak? Was that Canterbury?
Was it Canterbury? I don't know, yeah.
And Hawke's Bay 77 to the 3 of Wellington. So I guess in that case, Wellington have now got their points, as it is sitting 3-all between the two sides. Tell you what, if they put 71 points on top of Wellington tryless, that would be a huge statement. The bus now trying to get rolling forward. Did lose a bit of his footing, so maybe needs a warrant of fitness. Now, see, look at the Burger King logo on the back. I don't know about that logo. I feel like it looks all right, but I preferred the circle with the BK in the middle. But maybe it was like people didn't know what BK was.
Don't know. Because they've all got different ones. Same with the Bay.
One day I hope to have my bottom sponsored.
Is that right?
Because all these players, they have different logos on the buttocks, don't they?
Yeah.
So who knows who would sponsor my butt? Nice break of the line now from Joe Upper Katoa, showing off some silky skills for a big man. And Otago, I believe, says Spider Mick, the team who were able to take it off them. Now Weber goes back across to Parsons.
Who was it later in the dying stages? Yeah, they lost that game, but I can't remember. Was it against Canterbury? It might have been against Canterbury.
I think I'm a clutchy. Go to run forward. Continuing to make meters now. Brad Weber finds the offload up to Stacey Ely. Nice work from Lakai to get back to his feet.
Might have been Canterbury taking it off Otago.
And to Lova, Kiwi, or Hamish and Mum. Lions 23, Magpies 20. And Waikato did Ian Foster was first 5, says William there. And also Wellington is going to lose, says Chad. Although now going to become a penalty in favour of Hawke's Bay. Now, this one is also a kickable 3. Now, because it is for the Ranfurly Shield and not just for bragging rights in a Bunnings NPC competition, we will see a little bit more strategic play from the two sides.
Well, you got to play it like a test match.
Which probably is, in a way, why they have had so many close Ranfurly Shield contests.
Yeah.
Because normally, in a regular game of the NPC, you'd see Hawke's Bay just throwing everything into it.
Yeah.
Which is why when they played up against Southland, they were able to get themselves about 60 points on the board to Southland's 24. They do concede quite a few points with the attacking style that they do have, which is why the test matches / Ranfurly Shield contests just have a little bit of a different feel to them. 14 minutes.
No, Waikato ended Auckland's 8-year run.
Damn, there you go. 8 years.
Yeah, it was getting pretty boring, but, you know, there was a lot of hype with the Ranfurly Shield, but when Auckland had it for 8 years, it just sort of dwindled out.
Do you think in the near future, this year, Hawke's Bay losing it will do the Ranfurly Shield wonders?
Oh, it always does, when it changes hands.
I still remember that game that Canterbury were defeated by Taranaki. And it had the Barretts in the Taranaki side. And then they went on the very next week or the week after, and they lost it to Otago. And then Otago lost it to Hawke's Bay, and then Hawke's Bay have had it ever since.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't miss any teams in the middle of that. It was quite a little bit of a juggle. Just pretty much who wants it this week, boys? Deluxe. Dulux. Is that how you say that word? Dulux?
Dulux.
Painting, isn't it? Chase Tiatia inside of his 22 gives it an almighty hoof on the left.
Good kick on him, isn't he?
Oh, sorry. I thought that was 50-22, but it's rolled out. Brilliant kick from Tiatia. Getting a good 50 meters or so.
Was he in the Marys?
He was, yes. Chase Tiatia, very handy player. Also plays for the Chiefs throughout Super Rugby Pacific. Safa he's steaming at the moment. PS, I believe, was the call there. Maybe there's a few words that actually start with PS, isn't it? Pseudo?
No.
50 meters, Poririkiti Stones. Now off to Marina Makali Tu'u. I'm trying to think of other. There's a few. What is it? Pneumonia? No, that doesn't. That starts with a P though, doesn't it? Nicely taken by Ruben Love. Now kicks it back down the field. Into the 22. Lincoln McClutchy taking his time. Now passes off to the man on his outside. Danny Tuala gives it the boot. That's going to be a good kick, getting it back down towards the 22. Ruben Love takes it. Now going to be running a hard out of line. In fact, no, sorry, that was Aidan Morgan that time. Very similar looking. Oh, that looked like a diving catch attempt from Brad Weber. It didn't work out, and now Duplessis Karifi has been able to clean it up. Perenara goes out wide. There's going to be the advantage. Did milk that one very nicely, Perenara, with the player not rolling away.
Hate that.
Now back across Karifi. Goes to Aidan Morgan. One more now. It is Perasana Patafilo, whose name I said slightly wrong. Ruben Love bouncing back up to his feet. Tackled by Chase Tiatia. Getting closer now, and Chad said, who do you think will win? Hawke's Bay are a hard side to beat for that shield, but I think Wellington have a decent enough chance in this contest. Perenara picks it up nicely, sells the dummy, tries to go through. Has been taken down. Now Wellington continuing to attack here. Jumping in there. It's going to be Tyrone Thompson who won the penalty, but they are going to be going back for the initial one. And also we've got there John Hart goes Auckland to 60 times to defend the shield. Canterbury only defend 25 times, says Spider-Mick. And there as well. So I guess you also, in favour of Auckland rather than Canterbury, since they did have a better run overall. Duplessis Karefi, 17.5 minutes in. He's got a few more tattoos on that right arm, I believe. Since last time, a 0-3 on the back. What do you think 0-3 would stand for? Would it stand for the third of a month or maybe the third month?
I don't know.
Third day of a month that maybe a child was born? He's got threes on both sides. Maybe when he puts them like that, he makes 6. You know?
Pass.
Dunno.
You're telling the story.
This game points is mostly from penalties, like 2 try each side. Says Kenny Toa. And once again, Aidan Morgan will be lining up this kick. 18 minutes in. Taking the deep breath. I'm in Auckland to thank you, says Spider-Mick. So I guess question, if Auckland start losing in the Bunnings NPC, do you decide to support Otago? Just curious.
Yeah.
I got to set that one was set up pretty well, wasn't it, for that question. But now, Aidan Morgan. About to line up the kick. Strikes it all right. And it's over. So now the score is going to be 6-all in there. And also, come on, Hawke's Bay, says Sebastian. Very happy with that one, the man off the bench. We'll get an opportunity later on in the contest. Hell no, says Spider-Man. So why is it different for the All Blacks then? This question. 19 minutes in. 6-all at the moment. Between these two sides, it's going to be going down nicely to Julian Savia. We don't normally see him boot, but tell you what, that's a decent strike. He's actually got a couple 50-22s throughout this Bunnings NPC. Now kicked high, Chase Tia after it. Looking for it on the halfway line. That was going to be, that's tackled in the air from Ollie Satsford. Just gets that one wrong. He apologises for that one, just the penalty. And also what Suburb Spider-Mick says it's Stephen in there as well, tackling the player in the air. Satsford is disappointed. Did actually play a little bit for Australia. I think he was actually at one of the Australian Super Rugby Pacific teams And also we have got there, you're gradually cornering him, aren't you? Says Sebastian, just a little bit. I do like Wellington's kit. As you know, I am a fan of yellow and black. Hence why, like, pretty much anything that I own that I get to pick a color of,
Yeah,
it is yellow and black.
I can imagine your car being yellow.
And I'll say they lost the series, and worse, they got kicked by the Pumas. I would have thought that losing the Irish series was worse than getting beaten by Argentina, because everyone underestimates Argentina, but they're a class side.
Yeah.
They didn't have it right in the second test match up against the All Blacks, that is for sure, but they played extremely well in the first. Peter Umaga, Jensen kicks it in behind, Julian Savia after it. That's gone just out. That works quite well, because now it will be a 5-metre line out in favour of Hawke's Bay. A lot of pressure. Can hear TJ Perenara asking for it. And I was like, hi, brother. Hi, mum. How are you doing both? I'm doing very well.
How's it going?
Are you well?
Yeah.
That is good. Get off the line. Okay, TJ is saying that he was not on the line. He was too close to the line. Imagine if TJ Perenara became a referee.
Oh, see that hooker had his feet on the line. Yet the other fella, they called it wasn't illegal, but didn't do it properly because he had his foot on the line. What's the difference? So
that's all right. Oh, so SB, I live in the Wops. And also we've got there, I have the Pumas winning tonight by 6. Genuine prediction, says Sebastian. And I feel like it could be a realistic one. It's always hard to tell what South Africa team's going to travel and what Pumas side are going to show up at home.
Because they're in Argentina, aren't they? Argentina are hard to beat at home.
Because that's the thing. The first game, the Aussies got the win. But I think that's because they had been playing a little bit more rugby recently and they had near their full strength side. Whereas Argentina in that second game, record winning margin. So if the first game was in South Africa and second in Argentina, I think Argentina would have a decent crack or more of a crack. But still first match, I think they're going to be fired up. They've got a decent looking lineup. And the Springboks, if they want to play that kicking territory game, I don't think it will work against the Pumas. They're one of those sides that enjoy that kind of aspect in that chess match. So yeah, like you mentioned, it could easily be Pumas by 6. I think, what did I go? Springboks by 8 was my prediction. I really hope Ruben Love becomes an All Black Northern tour. And did they have to change the venue or something? They did, because apparently the turf didn't meet the standards that they needed it to. So they've gone to a different ground.
Okay.
I'm not too sure where the new ground is at this stage. I know the name of it, but I couldn't say it because it's hard to say. Now, Lakai out on the wing, 10 metres out. Wellington looking to score themselves the first try of this contest. Oh, Dominic Bird's put that one down cold, and that's a big mistake from the veteran. Now, Hawke's Bay being able to turn that one over, looking for the counter-attack. New Zealand is my favourite in rugby. So here's Andy Mike there. And New Zealand managing to get themselves the win. That's a great kick.
That is a great kick.
That's really relieving all sorts of pressure for Hawke's Bay. Was that Isaiah Walker-Leawere who kicked that?
No, it was Brad Weber.
Okay, so Isaiah Walker-Leawere must have been the man who did the first initial play here. I slightly looked away for half a second. Where is Isaiah Walker-Leawere? There he is. Got on the ball, got the turnover. That's why they were showing him. I was confused. I was like, hang on, he didn't kick it, did he?
Yeah, you almost got the
praise.
The praise for it. Yes.
Nicely taken by Bird. Now looking to march forward. Very slowly. Normally the rolling maul, that's going to be dangerous. Brendan Pickerel says use it once, but now it is starting to make its way forward. I remember my coach at Otahu. Whereabouts is Otahu?
Up north.
Okay. Letting me hold the Ranfurly Shield when I was 9. Since if I dropped it, since I said if I dropped it, it's worth my life. Oh, that's fun. We got one of these now. This one we can drop, can't we?
I think it's almost near Auckland too.
Made a fun thud, didn't it? I ruined it. Should have just stuck to one evening, Hammy and Mum. Hello. And also we have got the, are you going to do the intro in English and Spanish tonight? The thing is, I actually filmed a video talking through the Pumas lineup a while ago, and I didn't get a chance to edit it, but I did actually do not just the intro, but also pretty much explaining what I was doing in the video in Spanish as well. I did like about 3 or 4 sentences in Spanish.
Wow.
I said, hola, Oliver Shasta, Bienvenido de nuevo al canal Kiwi Lads, and then the next part that I can't remember. And I am good commentary from you and your mum. Well done, says Colin. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Currently 6-all between these two sides after 25 minutes. It's a pick'em game at the moment. Oh, a big run from Satsford. Runs hard at TJ Perenata. Now back across McClutchy. Short ball off to Stacey Ely. Almost able to break through the line. Bram Weber back across to Marino Makele to McClutchy. Now Danny Tawala. Short ball. Solomoni Funaki. He's a hard man to stop because of that offloading game that he does possess as well. Satsford now. It's cut back inwards by Asafa Mo, who has to release him. Release. Oh, it's a knock-off. I'm sorry, but if you call for it to be a release and then afterwards he knocks the ball on, sometimes, maybe the player who didn't release has a little bit of something to do with it. We'll have to see another look. And I'm looking forward to the URC. It's going to be very interesting. So the game that we are covering of the URC, we are going to be doing the matchup between the Lions and the Bulls. So that is at about 2 a.m. New Zealand time. Then from there, and next live stream after that, Springboks versus Argentina. Hopefully my voice lasts. Until then.
It's a big night.
It is. That's the thing. If I ended up doing a whole heap of live streams before then, and then my voice stops working before that massive match, I'll just have to whisper through it. Be like, the Pumas have got the ball. Oh, they're going down the wing and they score. It doesn't have the same effect, does it? No. Greetings, Hamish. Who are you picking for this one? You should always, in Ranfurly Shields, you always back the home side and the ones who are holding it. But I think Wellington have got a decent chance. They've shown in this first kind of 20 to 30 minutes that they have got the potential when they get the running game going. Hawke's Bay have come to play, though. Their kicking game has been a lot more precise. And also looking forward to your commentary on Lions versus Bull game. And Brad Weber, my second halfback, or my half is my halfback. I assume you're talking for the ABs, maybe. And also we have got the Springboks versus Argentina preview come, Hamish. Says Brandon, we have actually got, we're going to be doing a bit of a live preview of the match, breaking it down. I'm not sure when we're starting that yet. It depends on when I look at like all of the stuff we've got planned, work out how to squeeze it in. We haven't got any interviews for this one just because it was going to be Argentina and South Africa rather than like Maxi's normally our Bledisloe guy / New Zealand versus South Africa. So we haven't got any interviews for this one, but we have still got a couple of the other ones, the head-to-head that you guys seem to enjoy. Looking through all of those stats and everything. Still no Smith, Kia, and Esterhazen for the Quins. Getting concerned now. We need those lads against the Saris. Well, I can tell you, Esterhazen coming off the bench for the Springboks in that game. So hopefully he ends up going all right. It's weird that they still don't have Danny Kerr or Marcus Smith, though. I am still very confused about that, whether or not there's a rule that because they played for England, they have like a 3 or 4 game rest period, even though England played like 2 months ago. It's weird, isn't it? And also hope the Bulls do well in the URC again this year, says Colin. And also, yes, go Wellington, says a Richard. And there as well, but the penalty goes the way of the Wellingtonians there. Are you doing 5 hours build-up? Nah, not 5 hours for this one. I'd say anywhere between 1 and 2 hours, somewhere around that mark.
Well, if you're doing the other games as well, you need to eat at some stage.
That is true. But there's so much to talk about for this game because the Pumas at home, the Springboks away, both of these sides need the win to have a chance of winning the rugby championship. Whoever loses is out. So it's almost a knockout game. It just makes it that much more intense. And also, I'm a Box supporter. I am worried about the game against the Pumas. Box need a bonus point to remain in the contention. And I'm worried about just getting the W, says Darren. Yeah, because that's the thing. Getting just a win almost won't be enough, depending on the result that we see for the All Blacks versus Wallabies next week. There's a chance that if New Zealand and Australia draw, then the door is wide open for the Pumas and the Springboks, depending on who wins this game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. And then after that, don't know whether or not we've got any afternoon Bunnings NPC that we're going to be covering on the channel. And yeah, I know about Esterhazen with the halfbacks. It's a London Derby, for God's sake. Yeah. It seems really weird that they still haven't got them back for Danny Kerr and Marcus Smith. And also, how was the pace of Pete Samu? He was looking very strong. 74 metres carried, I believe, throughout that match for the Wallabies. The most running metres out of any Wallaby by quite some margin for Pete Samu. And that's including Andrew Callaway, who scored 2 tries. Almost 3. Now, The rolling maul for Wellington begins. 28 minutes through this contest currently, and Wellington has been stolen by Hawke's Bay. I believe there was Tom Parsons who got those big, long giraffe arms over the top and was able to turn it over. I just realized giraffe, do they have arms or are they just 4 legs? Going to be kicked downfield. I'd say they're legs. Ruben Love kicks it downfield. An orangutan has quite long arms. Or a sloth. Now Ollie Saxford kicking it from inside of his own 22. And that one finds stage.
Okay.
It's a decent clearance once again. And also, please save your voice, brother. We need your commentary for the Bulls and the Springboks game. You are the best. We love your commentary here in South Africa, says Colin. But yeah, I think from doing so many live streams back to back to back to back, whether it's Northern Hemisphere rugby for the Northern Tour or whether it's Southern Hemisphere, I have almost accustomed my voice to punishment, I guess you could say. Like, we can talk 10 hours and it's completely fine. Normally it is Gareth Evans playing for the Bay. I believe he's still in the squad. I'm not sure whether or not he's got an injury, but he's not playing for this game. Bryn Evans coming off the bench, though. New Zealand is hopeless at the moment. Looks at Fozzie Bear, says Mr. JJ. And also, we need the Wannabes to put a rabbit or pull a rabbit out of the hat, too, says Darren. And Aussie will win, says Mr. JJ. And Lewis Liner missing as well. Oh, my bollocking asses. Oh, 4 bollocking asses, says Sebastian. Have Saracens got any big players missing, or is it just Harlequins who have got a whole heap hiding? That's going to be called as the rolling maul. Everyone collapses, and once again, Hawke's Bay are going to have the scrumpy. They are playing very well in those little moments, whether it's in a breakdown or a rolling maul. You sneezed again, eh? You can do it. You can do it. You needed the support, yeah?
Yeah.
Helped. It made you forget.
I think I'm going to have to
sneeze.
No, put more wood on the fire.
You'll end up with a massive singing career with a vocal training you are getting. Although I can't sing to save myself, unfortunately. In fact, that's one thing that I was hoping that through doing so much talking would slowly improve. It did not. I can't sing any. Can you sing?
No.
Can Dad sing?
No.
It's a shame.
Well, your sister can, though.
21 minutes through. At the moment.
Oh, it's cold, isn't it?
Don't have roofs on the end of them, Hamish, says Stephen. Or don't have hoofs on the end of them. And Munster are going to beat Cardiff today in the United Rugby Championship, says Patrick. It's just a shame that game got reshuffled to the exact same time as the South African game, because we will be doing a bit of an updating live stream where we update you on about 5 different games, all while doing the commentary for the Lions versus the Bulls. Can you do more? Bunnings NPC, you only done 3 this year. Done one or 3 every weekend. 3 I'd know All Blacks. So here's Brandon. So pretty much once the All Blacks have finished, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to do more of the Bunnings NPC. Just because depending on when those games are taking place, normally it's just very tricky to be able to sleep at some stage. And also with the URC starting up early on, it's going to be hectic to say the least, but it should be all right. Can avoid a box to win due to the RG's time wasting in the last minute, says Mr. Higgins. And also we'll listen to your commentary for the Bulls game. Keep up the brilliant work, Hamish says. Colin, do appreciate that a lot, mate. And Sloths may move faster than Fozzie and his team tactics, says Mr. JJ. And everyone's there for the series apart from Vincent Koch, who went to the Wasps. And that treacherous Hugh Tizard, he's a starting lock, says Sebastian. And looking forward to seeing the Roundtree effect. I assume that's Roundtree, isn't it? Roundtree effect at Munster this season. Nicely taken by Tom Parsons. 32 minutes into this game, still very low scoring, but still been entertaining rugby.
It has.
I think the reason that it's different to another game that would be 6-6 is both teams are trying to get points. It's not like neither side are just sitting back going, oh, we'll just slowly build this up. Everyone's throwing everything into it. It's just the defense of both sides has been working very well. That looked like a big old flip from Ollie Satsford on the ground. It's going to be the advantage now for Hawke's Bay. Oh, I wish Danny Tuala had pointed at TJ Perinara and laughed there like Perinara did last week. And Hamish, you're doing the Bay of Plenty game tomorrow, says Mr. JJ. I'll have a look, but there is a chance that I might be asleep in the afternoon. But there's also a chance I may not be. Just depends on the energy tank, I think, and the voice. If the voice is pretty much gone, I might have to do a bit of sign language telling you guys what's happening. You know?
It's all
I'd do it on the drawing board. I'd just do a little line everywhere that they are on the field. So, Hawke's Bay, or Bay of Plenty, they're playing Southland. Waikato are playing Otago at the same time. And then Northland play North Harbour a little bit later on. That is extremely close to the line for Hawke's Bay now. Brad Weber off to Solomoni Funaki. That is brilliant work from Peter Umanga Jensen because he is a tough man to bring down. Funaki now is Zaya Walker-Leawere consider reaching out. Great work from Duplessis Karefi and wins the penalty for Wellington. That is a try-saving turnover there from Duplessis and Sarries by 10. Have to be realistic, says Sebastian. Although Harlequins will be down. Harlequins will be down by 30 at halftime, Sebastian. And just like always, they'll fire back and have their brilliant second half. And I wake up, says Mr. JJ. And then also I'm going to go if I can grab the Arvo off. That would have been awesome. And also get your mum to commentate, share the load, says Darren in there. Although I think this is the last live stream I'm going to have my mum with me on. Sadly, I think she's going to be ditching me. After that, she don't really do the middle of the night games, which is completely fair enough. I've just realized how purple I look now that you have moved from sitting next to me. I think the lighting's been a bit mean. And I'm going to go... Oh, no, I read that one. Wellington now. Hanging on to this ball just outside. Okay, Pieronata complained about something. Saying that the ball was being held into the breakdown. Oh, big clean out there on the Wellingtonian number 3. It's gone up, and what goes up goes straight into the hands of Chase Tia. Beautifully done. 35 minutes through at the moment. Avatar, says Darren. There. Yeah, I look very purple. And can you read my message, says Brandon? I think I did. Are you wrong, Brandon? Is it the can you read my message? You might come into my live stream if you got some free time. Says Brandon, I will try my best, although free time at the moment for myself is very hard to come by. Don't really get too many free moments. The only time I get free is really when I'm actually cooking something to eat. And then other than that, pretty much just editing. See, look how much lighter I look now that you're back. I was purple.
You're purple?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I didn't have much oxygen going into the blood. And also the last time we beat the series was January 2020. Can't turn things around with this squad, says Sebastian in there. I'll still be having my fingers and toes crossed for them, though. Harlequins have kind of become my premiership side slightly.
Have they?
I think it's because of so many Harlequin supporters. And just, I do like their team. They've got a good squad.
So is that just starting out, is it?
Yeah, they are up to round 2 now of the Gallagher Premiership. Well, your mum is reflective. She is. She's the bright light in my life. Isn't that good, eh?
Really?
She agrees. And that's close, Hawk. Says Kingy Toto there. Now, Wellington, they've got this one 35 metres out from their line. They have to scrum feed. We might be going into halftime with a tryless half. That's going to be the penalty to Hawke's Bay, though. The front row slipping out. And because of it, it does now mean, why does he kind of look like Ash Dixon? You know what I'm saying? From face on.
Yeah,
a little bit.
A wee bit.
It's got that same face structure. And also, that was lovely, mate. Also, win for the Bay. Should just about put us at the top of the table like them eggs, Chase. Pretty sure we have a Shield game left. Says Mr. JJ. Bay of Plenty. I think they actually have a Shield game if this is the kicker. So pretty much, if Wellington win this game, then Waikato beat Wellington for the Shield next week. Then the week after that, it will be Waikato taking on the Bay of Plenty. That's how it works out. NPC is supposed to be running rugby, isn't it? Says Darren. It normally is, but in this case, with the Ranfurly Shield on the line, it is a lot more like test match rugby. Any of these games outside of this, like I could tell you how many points these two sides have scored recently, and it's a lot. But because this is for a Ranfurly Shield, which is the prestige of provincial rugby, sides wait 6 to 10 years to get a chance just to be beaten. You know, South Canterbury, they got their chance more recently. I don't know when their next challenge is going to be. So last week, Wellington got themselves 32 points, and Hawke's Bay got themselves 69 points in last week's game. It just shows you how close these two sides are evenly matched at the moment. And also, what is the halftime quiz, says Stephen? I don't know whether or not we got a halftime quiz planned at the moment. We can see if there's a Ranfurly Shield one, like past Ranfurly Shield winners. Although that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Because you could just type in all the provinces.
Yeah.
And also, was it true that Jake White extended his contract with the Bulls? I believe so. I heard the rumours, but I don't know whether or not it's a done deal. Go the Bay of Plenty, and I support Bay of Plenty, says Richard. And also I need to go to do preview video. Then probably go live and bloody hell. I would be a horse after, or you would be horse after those games, says Darren. Yeah. The vocals, I mean, to be fair with this game, it's quite nice because you're not constantly, it's not line break after line break, me screaming at the screen. Going, wow. That was good old breaker. The voice wasn't almost a line break for Wellington. Sophomore, the bulldozer. Oh, that's a knee chop. That's a bit dirty from Joe Apakatoa. And Perenara, decided to get involved and he's just been crushed by Joe Apakatoa. And it looks like tensions are high at the moment. Right, I think this is going to be a yellow card for Joe Apakatoa. I'm not sure what Perenara was thinking.
Perenara should get one too.
And Sophomore, his knee looks like it's damaged. I think, who is that? That's actually Danny Tuala going over to check on him there. I love you, said Jad, and also come on, Hawks. Right, so this is looking bad. At the moment, TJ Perenara, he's saying the knee chop. They're going to have time off.
It for starting it.
Right. So, they're going to have a look at it. So, this one could be against Joe Apakatoa for a knee chop. He did go low. Asafa more luckily back up to his feet. He's not feeling too flash, though, by the looks of him.
Yeah, well, it's just about half time. So.
Otherwise, TJ so really seen with the ABs now. I think they just feel he isn't quite up to the scratch that they need at the moment. Because out of TJ or Brad Weber, I would have picked Brad Weber 9 times out of 10. He doesn't really wrap the arms, does he?
No.
Chops them out low. And halftime question be questions about the royal family. Says Stephen, I'll be shocking at that. From that angle, it looked like there was a bit of an arm wrap. Yeah, then TJ goes in. Okay. So this could be a yellow card. It could be just a penalty, depending on how they see it. And also, Hawke's Bay 99, Wellington 9. And I remember last Thursday, says Mr. JJ.
I don't know that it...
Incredibly dangerous. Yellow card for Joe Apakatoa for that one. So the crowd are not too happy, but TJ needs to be careful here.
Yeah, I'd give him a yellow too for being a dick. TJ, that is.
And that's why it's a yellow card. Okay, Brendan Pickerel has said to TJ there, with you coming in the way that you did afterwards, if that was just a penalty, I would have reversed it. So, TJ, he's pointing to his chest. He wants the points. Well, it looks at it also. We're going to ignore Smith, but they keep picking him, says JJ. And there as well. So, Smith is in. Aaron Smith, I guess, in that department. Yeah, it was interesting. I think Aaron Smith, they've gone with him because they're going to have him at the World Cup. I think that's more of that strategic long game. I'd love to see him not start a game. Just sounds harsh, but I feel like he was going through a really tough patch in the middle and they wouldn't give Finley Christie or Folau Fakatava a chance, which makes me wonder if having Brad Weber in the squad would have rotated the halfbacks a bit more.
Well, Finley Christie, how many minutes did he get on Thursday night?
3?
Yeah.
4 or something like that.
Smith wasn't playing that great.
And also, who is the ref, says Chad. In this one, it is Brendan Pickerel. So, about 43 metres out. And also, why? Is that why to, I assume why to me? Maybe? Or as in, why are they picking him for the World Cup? Sorry, I answered a lot of questions all in one for that one. Do let me know the question, JJ. And also, do you think there are way too many yellow and red cards? I think so. But then saying that, I think the discipline of some players has been lacking.
Very.
What you used to be able to get away with and what you get away with now is completely different. That's a good striker. The ball, it's over. Okay. And at half-time, it is going to be 9-9 between these two sides. The man advantage for Wellington heading into the changing sheds. He's not a flash half these days. Yeah, but at the moment, I would take Aaron Smith to the World Cup just because, not just with that experience that he's got, he also, when he's playing some of his best rugby, he can be absolutely dangerous.
But he hasn't been dangerous for a couple of years, has he? And that's what I think people are going on about. He's not going to win the World Cup for you, is he?
Yeah, they need Weber. I think Weber is the informed number 9 in New Zealand. and Christie to an extent. But I think Weber, for the Chiefs, what he was able to do with a side that weren't winning every game. Because, like they always say, it's easy being a great halfback when you've got a great fullback in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what Finley Christie has experienced for a majority of his career. He's always had those big guys in front of him, Akira Ioane, Dalton Papali'i, Nepo Lalala, Ofa Tuangafasi, Luke Romano now at the Blues. Like, you've got all of those great players that make it so easy for the ball to just pop out the back and then you pass it out. It's when you get that little bit of adversity out on the field that a player is really tested. And the youngsters in the front row for the ABs have really proved to be very capable. Makes me wonder how many other young players are on the fringes that the rest of the world don't also or know so little about. I would say, I mean, Ruben Love's one of the players who I think a lot of people feel is very, very close to breaking into the ABs. The Sullivan brothers, Balin and also Zahn. And also we have got there, you're sick in the head. He can coach a game in a heartbeat, or cost a game in a heartbeat, just like every single player in World Rugby. At the end of the day, all it takes is one little moment. If you're going off costing teams games, I mean, there's been moments in the past that you could say all the halfbacks for New Zealand have had a couple rough performances. But to base it off a couple bad weeks for Aaron Smith, I mean, it's the kind of one that if he plays well at the World Cup, then the same people who said, no, we shouldn't have had him there, go, oh, I'm so glad they put Aaron Smith in. He's the right choice for number 9. And it's how quickly people go, I've decided I changed my mind because I was wrong, but I won't tell people I was wrong because that would be too hard. And I was really then Xavier Cole was right and Swain should have been gone. And that was for Xavier. All I'm going to say is we were not robbed. Wrong call at the end, but yes, but Swain should have been given a red card.
Yep.
And also we've got the Canterbury one against Tasman this year, 52 points to 20. Oh, that's your mother. She is the lady that beat you in the kicking comp. Says Bevan. She did very nice. Indeed. And Smith, when he didn't take a step before the pass epic. The pass epic when he runs bad. And also Weeks, it's been years, says Mr. JJ. So who is your halfback then? Who would you go with? Because at the moment, I don't see Christie as a starter for the All Blacks. He's done all right, but he's not at the same level of other international halfbacks at the moment. So for me, it's Weber. Yeah. But he's not even in the squad. So until they put him in the squad, you've either got to really train up Falau Fakatava, who surprisingly has been getting better because of his mentor, Aaron Smith. Just saying. But
they've
you have to say
3 halfbacks anyway, don't they? So.
And also is the best in the Bay in Wellington, says Chad. So is in best player we have seen or just in general for these two sides? I would say best player in this match, probably close to Ruben Love, although Aidan Morgan's been doing pretty nicely for Wellington. Also for Hawke's Bay, probably one of those forwards along the lines of a Solomoni Funaki or maybe a Moreno Makaeli too. And Smith still plays well, but he has become too predictable, easy to read, says Joe Webby. So if he can add that little bit of something extra into his game, who knows? Maybe it just has a bit more longevity because he's still got one of the best passes in New Zealand, which I think is what really helps him.
But let's face it, the forwards haven't been doing that flash anyway, so that's why he hasn't been. And
JJ couldn't list one for a better halfback. And also maybe Foley genuinely didn't realise he was out of time, but the call was just, says Sebastian. Yeah. And the thing is, with the fact that he got warned so many times, I think that makes it like everyone else knew. Fakiti knew.
Yeah.
Callaway knew. Pretty much everyone, even some forwards probably were shouting, kick the ball, please.
Well, they've been warned all game about slowing it down. It wasn't the first time.
Oh, unless JJ, that might be Fakatava spelling. But maybe autocorrect got to it. Maybe. And I'll say Edward should be the king. He plays rugby, says Nathan. And also we have got there a little bit earlier on. I think I missed one, did I? Oh, how many games are there left? So this weekend there's still another 3 or so that we are going to see. And hi Hamish, it's been a while, says Dyson. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Hope you've been keeping well. So TJ Perenari got himself pushed over backwards by Tyrone, or not Tyrone Thompson, sorry. That was actually Joe Apakatoa. Everyone getting involved. And that one, in your opinion, what should the ideal height and weight be of a scrum half? I think anywhere between 170 and 180 seems to be an effective height for a half. Although, of course, the taller sometimes the better, depending on the speed that you've got.
Mm.
You know, Jaden Hendrickson, he's a little bit further up, misspelt. So it is Whakatava, I assume. Maybe. It's the closest out of the names.
Mm.
So you go Whakatava as your starting fella for the All Blacks. I'd like to see it. The thing with the All Blacks at the moment is they don't back the youngsters enough, I don't think. Like, you've got the class of Perafeta that they don't want to use.
Because they're scared of it.
Mm.
Because if he comes in, you got to drop one of the old fellas, don't you?
And when are you streaming cricket next from, Ahmad? Probably Pakistan versus or England, I think, is probably our next one, Ahmad. But it is good to see you once again.
There's a wee bit of cricket coming up next month, isn't there?
And I never call you a Hamish. I have more manners, says Mr. JJ. And then also we have got there taller than Fuff and slimmer than Fuff, Bianca. But yeah, I'd say around 80 kgs. Someone who's got enough weight that they don't get, like, ragdolled.
Mm.
And 80 kgs, even though some of the big players can chuck around 80 kgs like it's nothing, I think 80 kgs, somewhere around there, you don't want to be any more than, I would say, 85 or 90. Just theoretically, you want someone. But then if they've got the pace to go with it, you know, body shape at this point in time is just a number, really, isn't it?
Yep.
It's like weight. You could have one guy who's absolutely jacked that's just pure muscle, but because of all that muscle, he weighs a bit more.
And he's got no strength.
Well, that's the thing that people sometimes mention about Jesse Creel. He's got all the muscles in the world, but sometimes just doesn't quite deliver on the field. I'm going to show you Jesse Creel to see what I mean. Jesse Creel, this is going to be weird muscles. That's going to be in my history now. See, that's Jesse Creel.
No, okay.
Not a lot of body fat, 4.6% they've got there. But, like, he just doesn't seem to have the skills to match it, unfortunately. I mean, email you that picture? Or?
No.
Are you guys streaming the Munster versus Cardiff game today? Very interesting young up-and-coming team selection today for Munster. Seriously interesting, as 8 of them are going with in real life, or is that in real life? Emerging team to the South African tour. So I am going to be at the stage of Munster versus Cardiff. We were initially going to be doing that one, but because they rescheduled it, it actually takes place at the same time as Bulls versus Lions. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the main commentary for Bulls versus Lions. And then after that, we are actually going to be doing, or during that one, we are going to be doing a little bit of a balancing one, having the scores of all the other games down the bottom of the screen so you guys know exactly what is happening in the world of the rugby. And there's quite a few games will take place. Jesse is lost, spending his time falling over and running around where he is not needed, says Darren. Nice, says Denny, welcome in. He's big, he's bad, he's bet. Oh, wait, he doesn't play T20. There you go, Stuart Broad. Imagine. Oh, I mean, he did try it, didn't he? He got hit for 6 sixes. It's unfortunate. And the Merging Ireland team are on the border team selection, second team preparing for the World Cup 2023. Yeah, I see only 4 capped Irishmen, isn't it? And I wonder how much fat Charlotte Caslick has, says David the Mod. I mean, I don't know whether or not Google would tell you, would it?
No.
Overall? Not much, I'd assume, though. And also 20th of September is the first T20 game, 7 games series against Pakistan and England, says Sebastian. And also could be a close game next Bledisloe. Yeah, I think he is going to have probably a tough day at the office, Ian Foster, for that next match. Same with Dave Rennie at South Canterbury. Aren't they good? They're actually playing here next week.
Yes.
We're going to go watch them.
Yes. We are, aren't we?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, if you go, I go. Have a look.
I need a beverage, says Mr. JJ. You know, that's a magpie, if I've ever seen one. What does that mean?
Down under. We're going.
Does that mean maybe we're going to go get the chips? I'll go down the back and get them. I put my money on a Black Fern team to win the World Cup. Too much talk about the ABs, says Spider-Mick. So, I could have done it again. Sorry, Spider-Mick. You're probably sick of hearing me say about how if a team goes badly, are you going to support a different team? But yeah, be dear to Charlotte, or be a dear Charlotte. Do you mind telling me how much fat you possess? I'm back in South Africa to win the URC again, says Nathan there. Well, they got some strong teams, and when they're playing at home, they're showing how effective they can be, and when they're away from home, they're slowly getting better and better. Getting used to the European conditions, maybe just a little bit of a sneaky tactic heading into the World Cup in France. Because now they're in the Champions Cup, they will get to play some French sides perhaps in the near future. Greg Halford, keep taking it to them. It's the comment from him. Can you hear my stomach rumbling?
No.
That's lucky.
I was going to say, with Waimate, see Kaylee Bell's got a single coming out in October, and it's got Waimate as the background in her video.
Is that right?
Yes.
She's stolen one of our ideas. I'll have to sue her. It has to be done.
It's a music video.
And Talupe Faletau starts today for Munster as well. That's a massive one to have. Talupe Faletau, you know who he is?
Oh, okay. Welsh number 8.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Rugby knowledge, eh? Brain on you.
Oh, yeah, but I haven't really been following a lot of rugby lately.
In your defence, all the games that they normally play are in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no, I don't do night time.
And also, their first season, the South African teams are playing Champions Cup currently, or concurrently. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Is that right? Concurrently? I don't think we have the depth to challenge both Europe and the URC, says Darren, and Sebastian sounds like he might be a feeder. Interesting. And you missed, mate, says Nathan. And there as well, but that one is going to be going up. Did I miss a pun? URC A gain. Did I miss? I feel like it's gone over my head,
yeah,
unfortunately.
I wasn't really listening that intently either, so sorry.
And how's Wellington looking? Hawke's Bay are really strong at home. They are, but currently not doing too badly. They've got a man advantage as well, Wellington, for the next 10 minutes or so. So that might help them out relatively well. Nicely taken by Ruben Love. Oh, was there a grimace when he went down there? No, it wasn't. Okay, that's all right. PJ Sheck out there on the field already being the change that is for Cowan. Last Cowan I saw playing rugby was either Cowan Dickey, of course, but just last name Cowan would have been, is it Jimmy Cowan?
Yeah.
Geez, that's a bit of a throwback, isn't it?
He had a brother, didn't he, Jimmy?
Did he?
Did his brother play fullback?
Jimmy had a brother,
maybe,
and his name was John. Was it John Cowan?
No, I'm thinking
Probably
of someone else.
Dominic Bird. And they carry 22 metres out from the line at the moment. Wellington around the side. It's the big guy, Lakai. He forced your foot Piranata over. And that is going to be the try for Wellington. They want to check this. Not sure what they're checking.
Forward pass.
And Jimmy Cowan, well, Australia robbed. Says DSM, that has been awarded as the try. And Nakai says it was there for Mr. JJ, and also load shedding here in the next 2.5 hours. Chat later, says Darren. So we will see you later on, mate. Hopefully we will get to catch up with you during the Bulls versus Lions. That's going to be a 2 a.m. kickoff here in New Zealand, a 4 p.m. for you guys in South Africa. And Tasman 20-52 of Canterbury. Says here the Rob. They have a Lakai. Oh, nice. Offload to TJ Perenara. It is the try, and Wellington now take themselves the lead.
Aussie pass was more forward than that.
Cheeky. Burger King. I'm not sure about that colour of the bun.
Yeah, no.
Flesh-coloured bun, just don't know.
Mm.
Now it will be Aidan Morgan once again with the kick.
3
from 3. Do you think they got robbed? I don't think that decision was the one that robbed them. I think there were probably other decisions in that game that went against Australia. There were also decisions that went against New Zealand. It was just a game that should have been special that I think was heavily jeopardized by the referee. But by the rulebook, that one was correct. But otherwise, there were some bad decisions in that game, to say the least. But Australia, I felt they were the better side on the day. It's gone over. And now the score 16 from 9. Oh, sorry, 16-9 on that one. And also, you got to feel for them, says Joe Webber. You're exactly right. I felt they deserved to win that game. But it was just those last little moments. Like I mentioned, all Foley needed to do, kick that ball into touch. And then after that, you do the line out, you win the line out, couple phases, kick the ball out, and you're heading into Eden Park with a 1-0 lead. At worst, you are losing it on a technicality, like for the Bledisloe series. And also, BK Sport gone all silent lately on Australia games, says Paul Howard. And there you go. I don't think he watched the last match. I think he was doing a gallon fight instead. So I didn't watch that first Bledisloe Cup match. He's a frog and he's a ref. Sad to say, suck it up, says Mr. JJ. And also, AB's missed tackles were costly, says Joe Weber. Yeah, the All Blacks, theoretically, when they were 31 points to 13 up, should have been able to secure that game. But they just took their foot off the gas, and Australia wanted it more. Got them right back into it. And Shield going south, Windy Welly. Says Nathan, there is a chance that it may end up heading to Wellington here, although with a man advantage, you would think that they will have the most effective 10 minutes here overall. But Hawke's Bay still not giving up on that one. Boom, big shot there. Dominic Bird does nicely, trying to roll away, taking a little bit of extra time. Now Tia goes for the kick in behind, kicks it into touch. Not sure about that.
No.
But a field position, trying to use up a bit more time on the clock, perhaps.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
PJ Shit coming on the field at halftime. That was for the number 3. You're a bit sleepy.
Oh, Saturday night.
Saturday night and all is well. Now back to Aidan Morgan in the pocket. Takes a couple extra steps forward. And it also has that Jonah on the wing. Says Nathan, not quite. It is Julian Savia. Of course, at the moment, the bus. I mean, that's the thing. He was compared to John Alomu at one point, wasn't he? I feel like all these guys get compared and then they don't live up to it, which is, I mean, how can you live up to it?
It's got Jonah Lowe.
Oh, is that Jonah Lowe on the wing? Yes, it is. Sorry. Yep. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
No, you just saw that one
just read the first one, didn't
I?
Yeah,
didn't read the second one. That's all right.
And also, flexion les joues. You know what that means?
No.
That's a scrum.
Okay.
I love when they say flexion, even though I say it barely. Flexion. They are hard to speak French.
Huh?
Je m'appelle Hamish. Huh? Griggs on the field for Tuala. And I had to do a Foley myself lately. I hold on to the ball so my 5-year-old wouldn't leave the park for bedtime, says Paul Howard. I was like, good, my bro average, says Nathan. And also, we have got there the Eden Park Hoodoo. Could be over next weekend, says William. There's a chance. If Australia come to play like they did in their last match, that was a rough one, but McClutchy's been able to clean it up beautifully. Now Jonah Lowe goes on the outside to Griggs. Fun last name. If you change one of the letters, you get a brand of tomato sauce. Back across, rush defense from Piranara. Getting up extremely early. I think the crowd were asking for offside, but I believe he did get the timing just right. Well, that one, Griggs, once again going forward, round the side. Nice work from Solomoni Funaki for TJ Piranara, asking the ref for a penalty for something there.
No.
But I don't know what it would have been. Maybe he tripped on his shoelace and said, ref, these aren't really regulation sneakers. Oh, good shot there on Marina Makeli too. Oh, rushing up again for Piranara. He's certainly throwing the body on the line here. And Wellington playing dirty. They send the wind to the blow. And the Shield all the way to the capital, says Spider Meg, nicely taken just outside of the 22 by Ruben Love. Now gives it a massive boot downfield. Good kick. Or is it? Oh, it's hit the post. That is the only thing that saved it from going dead. Now it will be McClutchy. Back across Jonah Lowe inside of his 22. Yeah, that ball was going.
It was.
He's got very lucky there that it's hit the post. A post that's about what?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 centimetres wide.
When you're that lucky.
And the thing is, it didn't even hit it on the bag, did it? On the post protectors. Hit it on the small part. And rest those trainers are bang out of order. I care to do your job, says Sebastian. And there's a French woman at the desk at my, I practiced my high school French on the end. Says David Amod. And my name is Hammy, says Stephen. And also, did you see how Benetton destroyed Glasgow Warriors 33 points to 11? Or Glasgow, wait, was it Glasgow? Yeah, Glasgow. Is it Glasgow Warriors? No, yeah, sorry, I was confusing two sides because it's Worcester Warriors as well, isn't it? So I was confusing my Warriors. Oh, but yeah, they did very nicely, Benetton over Glasgow. Now Asafa Moore. Oh, he's tripped on the player. Dylan Flanders wants to get in there. He's been told to leave it. It's going to be the scrum feed now. Just an observation, the stoppages for video reviews going against the ABs as they played best with continuity. Yeah? Continuity. I feel like no matter how I say it, it's not going to sound right. Play best with continuation.
Yeah.
Should have done that 15 tries ago, shouldn't I? But
play best when the play is continued.
Mm.
Non-stop.
There you go.
Carried on.
Carried on. What else can you call it? Looks like now Joe Apakatoa making his way back out onto the park. Are you going to do Springboks versus Argentina? I certainly am. I believe we've got anywhere between an hour and 2 hours of build-up that we are going to be doing for that match. But also we are covering Lions versus the Bulls. We will be scheduling that just a little bit later on. And even from New Zealand, go row your Sudan Waka. Says, or is that Sudan? I said it like the country, not the car.
No, that's Sudan.
Sudan, that's with an E.
Yeah.
Spelling, eh? Sucks. Oh. We need to get our binds up. James Blackwell having a big clap to his team. Right, they're about to go again. Right. TJ Perenara about to put the ball in. Soon, once the scrum goes down. Currently 30 minutes left in this contest. Still plenty of time for both teams. This game's been going a lot quicker than the other one.
Yes. That's what I was just looking at.
I'm about to sneeze. They win the scrum for Wellington. Now the bus trying to find the way over the try line here for Wellington. Perenara once again goes back. Good run from Caleb Delaney, who always will give you a tough run at the line. Almost stolen, but the penalty will go against Hawke's Bay for that one. No clear release as called. Oh, TJ thought about the quick tap. Didn't laugh at anyone, but he does want the 3 instead. And you're like the national service for the Saffers today at Lions, Bulls, and Springboks. Says Sebastian, yeah, we've got a lot of South African games coming up on the channel, which is very exciting. Indeed, and Darcy should have been red carded all day. What about Korobeti's no-arms tackle on Clark? What about Will Jordan getting tackled mid-air catching the ball? What about the forward for Australia's try? Says, yeah, there were a few decisions that went against New Zealand. Same could be said, though, for Australia. I feel they had a few that they were a little bit hard done by. Will Jordan over the ball in one of the breakdowns, had both hands down, dragged them back along the grass, and then got on the ball for a not releasing penalty. I felt that one should have gone the way of the Aussies. It would have in a majority of the other matches. They do, but only some of them get pulled up for it, for not supporting body weight. I could count a few that went against New Zealand. The more major ones, though, I think, was that Darcy Swain, that it should have been a red card. He has gone to the judiciary, and I think on Monday we find out what his thing is going to be. For me, it's got to be a ban.
Yeah. Well, Korobeti, 2 games in a row, he's done that. No arms tackles. Might have been even 3 games in a row. It's dangerous the way he does that.
And is it possible that was a strategic move by the AB? Surely they are familiar with Foley's shortcomings and they just merely exploited his indecision, says Bianca. And I enjoy watching Safa Rugby. They're like us. They do play a very tough, hard style, play it in the forwards, get it out the backs. It's always awesome to watch. And a couple debuts, Seba Unkosi getting a chance for the Lions, eh? And also Similani at number 15. Going to get the crack out there as well. And if the AB's lost at Eden Park, the blackest day in New Zealand history. So yeah, Spider-Meek. Really? I mean, it would suck for them, of course, but I don't know. It depends on the margin that they lose by. If they lose by 15 at Eden Park, I would say it's probably close. But it's been a couple other ones recently that have certainly not been great. Callaway is a good player. He is. I enjoyed watching him for the Rebels a couple years ago. And anytime I said this guy's got talent and he could be a future Wallaby, I got laughed at. Yeah. Because like people were saying he didn't have, like, he isn't actually that great. But his defense is solid.
Yeah.
He does very nicely there. He joins the line beautifully as a fullback. But yeah, it was just everyone said, nah, dreaming. And then now he's pretty much like, it's hard to take him out. The way that he's been going. Aidan Morgan kicks it downfield. Score currently 19 points to 9 in favour of the Wellingtonians. And also we have got Hi Hamish just signed in. Is their mum? So hello to mum from me, Bob from Lower Hutt.
How's it going?
Which is indeed my mother. You look a lot smaller than me here. I think it's because I'm leaning in.
Yeah, and I'm leaning.
There we go. That's a bit better. I look like I was like massive. Maybe I should do this more often. I mean, bulking, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
That's not straight. No, that's straight.
Oh, it's been slapped out of his hands. It's going to be a knock on. against Hawke's Bay there. Hello, guys. I hope all keep well, says Kevin. Doing very well. Thank you, mate. And also, yeah, they have to make up for the disaster that are Zebre. And who will the Bay of Plenty play, or how will the Bay of Plenty play Wellington again? So pretty much for Bay of Plenty to have a Shield challenge, they need Wellington to win this, then Waikato to win next week, and then they will be playing Waikato for the Shield. And will Canterbury get to challenge for the Ranfurly Shield this year, says Andrew? Not that I know of. Unless it keeps on switching around a little bit more type thing. Welcome back, Kevin. Says Sebastian. And there as well. And also, anyway, Springboks and Pumas, we're a cracker of a game. It certainly will. It feels so weird that we've already had one of the matches of the Rugby Championship. Like next week, it's going to be different because both games are taking place relatively close to each other, or about 8 hours apart or something like that, which is quite close, really. It's going to be another scrum reset. We had a lot of those throughout this contest. Just the one try being scored of TJ Perenara, giving the Wellingtonians a bit of a lead. The Lions, I'm going to call them, rather than Wellingtonians. As anyone who is eagle-eyed will notice, we are at Eden Park still. It's because I couldn't find my picture of McLean Park.
Well, I'd be having cricket, not rugby pace.
Peter Umunga Jensen supporting a fox on the inside forearm. Maybe shout out to Josh Adokar with that one, eh?
Is that what it is?
The fox of the NRL? No. Unless they're friends. I mean, I wouldn't get a tattoo of my friend's face or a friend animal. What would you call George in terms of an animal if you had to pick one?
George.
The hard one to decide, isn't it? Because he has traits of many different animals.
He does, yes.
Now, it's going to be a Lanka McClutchy inside of the $22. Not dollars, Donna's prediction. I call her dollar because all she does is make that moolah. What is your prediction for the 7-game T20 series?
So who's it? Pakistan, England?
Yep.
So they're playing 7 games just against one another?
Yeah.
Not against anyone else?
All in a row, just boom, 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 boom. In Pakistan?
In Pakistan, that makes a difference because Pakistan lost to Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup final twice.
Nice offload. That's going to be loose. Taken nicely by Duplessis Karefi.
Pakistan 4-3.
So Walker Leoedo just went for the kick. He's a lock. And I do agree the Springboks have the most beautiful logo in rugby and the cleanest, says Jan Reinel. I do like the Bok logo. Oh, Josh Keifer's cut open already. He's only just made his way out onto the field like 3 seconds ago. And he's already got a blood bin. And Magpie's struggling to get momentum going. That is very true. And also most team come up here in the past try to topple the mighty ABs failed, says Spider-Mick. And also bashing on the keyboard will work on your muscles. And I do bash the keyboard.
Yes, you do.
As you can attest to. Like when I'm typing, it's just not quite that bad. But
I've got headphones on. I can hear them.
It's just working hard, isn't it? For some reason, I think the harder that I type, the quicker that the words will get written. So what happens to Keifer here? Okay, he catches the knee of Aidan Morgan. Yeah, that'll test you. And I'll take that. I reckon England lose the T20 and win the Test series. And also a fisheye lens will bulk you up instantly. No need to go to the gym. It's a good point. Need to get a fisheye lens, don't I? I've got a few things I could use as a fisheye. Oh, actually, yeah, I broke them, unfortunately. It's very sad.
But you still have the lens, mate.
Somewhere here. Somewhere in my... There we go. The Ranfurly Shield's gone down. Where do I put it? I might have put them on the ground. I don't know why.
There
they are. You ready for some epicness? Hello. Say hi. That would be great focus, wouldn't it? What about the other way? Other way around's a bit better. It's just like, whoa, we're trippy. Whoa, who's done meth? Like a McClutchy. Now has this ball for the Hawke's Bay side. So working hard. And also almost says Mr. JJ and Hawke's Bay will win. Damn blood on his head. Nice run forward. The moment Eritare Inuri not going to be able to get that ball out.
Nothing's going Hawke's Bay's way, is it?
Not at all, no. You're giving the shield to Wellington. Is that what that was? A gesture of it's not happening. And also, it's like the one, it's like one of those glacier scenes from Ice Age. It's good fun. Yeah. It just kind of works so well, doesn't it? Kind of like we're underwater. Ooh. It's fun, isn't it? We have fun around here. Heads or tails? That's tails. That's heads.
Tails.
It's heads. You owe me $5.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Billy Proctor. Now nice work to keep that one just in the field of play. Karefi taken down low by Devon Flanders. Good tackling technique, getting both of the legs down. Now Morgan goes across to Dominic Bird. The last 20 minutes are certainly going to have to go a different way than the first 60, or else they might be kissing their Ranfurly Shield goodbye. 15 lucky for some, unlucky for others. Arnie in the house. Oh, that's Arnold, isn't it? Terminator. They'll kick him behind from Louvre. It's gone into touch. Wellington historically haven't held the shield for long. And TJ Perrin are just not enough to make the AB, says Nathan. Yeah, he's played well in this game. As much as it does annoy me to admit it sometimes, because he can be one of the most annoying players out there on the park.
I used to like him as a player, but yeah.
So, like, he's played well in this contest. And as long as he doesn't, like, let that arrogance get out too much, I feel like Ranfurly Shield could go well with the Wellingtonians. So they won't have to give him up. And Bay of Plenty have already played. Well, he would. Explain, please, says Mr. JJ. So pretty much it won't be Wellington who Bay of Plenty challenge for. It means next week, if Wellington win the Ranfurly Shield, then they will be facing Waikato. If Waikato win, then they will be playing Bay of Plenty for the Shield. So there's still pretty much two challenges that have to take place, or one challenge at least, that has it change hands once again. Nice pass on the outside for Ollie Sats, but going down the wing, he's just dropped it again. It's just too easy at the moment for Wellington. Get that ball back. I think he's perfect for the Māori ABs as TJ and Wellington will lose, says Cushion. And TJ always harassing the refs, and Smith and Fozzie has some sort of weird relationship, just like the Barretts and Fozzie, eh?
Yeah, he's got his favourites, isn't he?
It's like the favourites ad, isn't it? Everyone gets their favourites of Foster. If the Barretts were like, I mean, the Barretts are probably, I guess you call them the Moros. You know, everyone's jumping in early, trying to get them caramellos. You know, that's Aaron Smith. Just picking all the good ones out. And then you've got those guys on the sideline like, who are cherry ripes that always are the last ones to get picked. Pera Feta, Tuolasa Sheck, a few of those young other guys in the squad. And thank you, Hamish. Well explained. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We have fun. 10 minutes. We'll separate. 20. I'm a flake guy. Flakes are good. They can just get a little bit messy.
Yeah.
That's why my parents, they enjoy a luxury flake OB if you are keen on that kind of thing. Although it's a lot more expensive for a luxury flake, isn't it? It's about $2.50 rather than $1. I'm a fan of Quintapaya. Did you notice his lack of pace for the AB, says Joe Webby? He does struggle a little bit. He'll be struggling for pace, though, in the near future because Darcy Swain put his kneecap backwards. So he won't be playing for the rest of this year, I believe. The moment the front row standing up, it will be the penalty against Hawke's Bay. Sitting 9 points to 19 down at the moment. They took cherry ripe, says Mr. JJ. Yeah. I mean, some people like cherry ripes. Isaac's quite a fan of cherry ripes.
Oh, he used to get all ours, didn't he?
Yeah, because we don't want them. Turkish Delights are another mixed bag. Some people like them, some people hate them.
The Turkish like them.
What was that?
The Turks like them, apparently.
But it's interesting because there's two types of Turkish Delights, aren't there? There's the ones that are the chocolate ones, and then also alongside that, you've got those other ones that are kind of more the mushy
Yeah.
with
Like the jelly, like.
yeah, with flour or something on the outside. Or powdered sugar, I believe it would be. Thrown in by Hawke's Bay. 15 metres out from the line. They're starting to get the rolling ball going. If they want to win the Ranfurly Shield and retain it, they do need to work extremely hard here. And I am showing you well, says Scott. I am doing very well. Peanut slabs, they're very, very nice.
Very nice.
And also, I see you're at 17.3 K-subs, mate. Very impressive, says Connor. And yeah, the amount that we've been growing lately has been incredibly impressive. That's another knock-on from Hawke's Bay, though.
Oh, their own worst enemies.
Disappointing.
Yep.
At the moment, and pineapple lumps, says William. Pineapple lumps are very nice. Have you tried the Perky Nana lumps? I used to be a big fan of Perky Nanas because we used to get them from the KFC snack box, but then they stopped that. And then now they're just very chewy. I remember them being less chewy. Maybe because my teeth were smaller.
Possibly.
Believe it or not, these have grown. Yeah. It's a shame, really. Picnics are always last to go. Yeah, picnics are one of those ones you got to be in the mood for a picnic. Similar to a real-life picnic.
Yeah.
If you're in the mood for one, it's happy days. You get your nuts, you get your chocolate, you get your wafer. What else do you get in there? About everything else involved in a picnic. Peanuts, caramel, bit of caramel in there. So it's just a mixed bag. Oh, we've got a new member on the channel. Thank you very much. Oh, here we go. Thandiswa Mbaliso? Oh, sorry, it will actually be Mbaliso.
Oh, okay.
Mbaliso? Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. And yeah, and also they are missing. Ash says Mr. JJ and toffee milk are my favorite. And bad news, my coffee tastes horribly. Or horridly, says Sebastian. Did you remember to put the coffee in? We've all been there, haven't we?
Have we?
No, I don't drink coffee.
Oh, the device.
Currently, Hawke's Bay, $6.50. Underdogs. TJ can't believe where the ball has gone out. He's laughing at the touch judge.
Everyone thinks they kick it further than they do.
He's just a bit of a dick, isn't he? I thought he was supposed to be humble. He seems to be anything but at the moment. Now, Suffer more able to clean it up for Hawke's Bay, and nut rolls have gone, I noticed. Nut rolls? Nut rolls. Nut rolls. I know that they got rid of something, didn't they? They got rid of the mint bubbly chocolates in them. Oh, Chase Deatia. No, not able to take it. Wanted to kick that one down. Filled up with coffee and water and all that. And it tastes like, See, Sebastian, we actually got some free coffee in the mail the other day. We think it's cocaine. No. No, it's just, it came with Countdown. I love Perky Nana, says David in there as well. And also, what do you think, or who do you think is going to win between South Africa and Argentina tomorrow morning? Played over in Argentina. I think South Africa take it by 8, but it could be a lot closer. Nut rolls with chocolate. Oh, so those are bounties.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had many. I don't think I've had a bounty before.
Oh, yeah.
There's one that's actually a bit of a dark horse, which is a Chocoto, if anyone's heard of that. It's a Nestle one. My sister ate the only one that I had, but I did offer it. You know, good like that. So she ate it, and she was like, yeah, it wasn't bad. So, yeah, it might be all right. Chocoto, ladies and gentlemen. Put it on the bucket list. I believe it's little fudge pieces inside of a log of chocolate.
Okay.
And bounty bars are pretty decent. See Sebastian there. Now it's going to be push. And they're from Wellington. Petu Munga Jensen tries to go across. The thing is, Hawke's Bay, for as bad as they have played in this match, they are still in it.
Yeah.
They just need a try and a conversion. And yep, Chocoto, nice. And with picnics, you also get one last request, says Stephen. And yeah, all Parsons almost ripping it. And the breakdown, Delaney. Why is Proctor slapping the ground? Did he feel he knocked that on? And no one called it?
Don't know.
Now Adam Morgan going back across to Patafilo. Nice run. Attacking hard. Offload up to Proctor was the no-look offload as well. Just to throw them off. Don't forget the crunchy. Crunchies are interesting because half of them are soft and then the other half is rock hard, isn't it? Which is very weird. And also, Hamish's Rugby Guru joining Kiwi Lads show at 7 a.m. I believe all of that was close. He had to kick that one dead, Lincoln McClutchy, and it will be the goal line dropout. But yeah, I believe he is doing his own live stream on that one. Has anyone tried fried Mars bars? They did have them at the local shop, didn't they? No Moro bars? No, Moros are up there. I quite enjoy a Moro Gold on a good day. You know, but then you think, you know, you eat it together, right? You eat the middle roll and you eat the chocolate. And you think, well, this is great. But I wonder what it's like if I was to eat the middle roll bowl by itself. So you kind of, maneuver it. That looked weird. Maneuver it around, and then you get just the chocolate roll. It's just not good. Like, you need the outside, but eating the caramel and the chocolate by itself of a Moro Gold, that's all right. I chopped it right down the side with a knife, opened it, ate the middle part, and then had the middle. This is what happens at 5 a.m. That's a penalty to Hawke's Bay. And also we have got, has anyone tried fries? Oh, no, I read that one. And replace for Mars Bar, says Nathan. And also, I remember the peach fruit burst. I've never heard of the peach fruit burst.
Yeah, the fruit burst.
Yeah, I know the fruit bursts are, but not the peach one.
Mm. No, because what? Banana, strawberry,
wild berry, lime, and also orange. But I'm just, I wouldn't know.
No.
I haven't eaten a lot of fruit bursts. But I think, yeah, those are the comments. Eritana Iri goes off to Jonah Lowe. I didn't know Chase played for the Magpies instead of the Steamers. Yeah, recent change. And also, we have got Hamish, your mother is next to you, says Mr. JJ. I assume that's because of my Moro Gold references.
Oh, okay.
How it looked like I had something else in my gob. Maybe a banana. Some sort. They took the peach flav out. Was it like bad? Or did they just were like, not for us. I was like, well, never knew that Hawke's Bay was playing Wellington in Eden Park. It's your background right now, says Ryan Sims. It's just a nicer stadium, I think. That would have offended a lot of people. But overall, it looked like a nicer one to have. The picture I've got of McLean Park has McLean Park up to about here and the rest is sky. So I was like, we'll switch it around a little bit. Grape. And this is Mr. JJ and Toblerone. Toblerones are a weird one.
Yeah.
I've never really got completely behind the Toblerone.
What are the other ones? Lint.
The Lindt chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big statement. And I was like, they're normally pretty popular. They're Lindt. And also, I'm pissed about Chase, says Mr. JJ. And also, how much are you doing South Africa versus Argentina game? We certainly are. And also doing the Lions versus the Bulls a bit earlier on in the evening. What's your favorite Macintosh? I quite enjoy, I want to say it's the vanilla toffee, is it? Or I can't actually remember the names of them.
No.
I didn't really like the malt one. Like, it was all right. I'd eat it if I had to, but there were others that were better.
What's the cream one?
Yeah, it might have been the cream.
Yeah, we don't really have them because they're too chewy. And
well, I give you, like, if I hand you a lollipop, you'll eat it. Like, for like, I don't know, she might have it there for a minute. She gets bored and just straight through it. So the lollipop kind of side of things.
The cream, yeah.
It's not straight. Once again, for them, it just gets worse for Hawke's Bay. They are not playing like a side who want to retain the shield.
No.
It looks like all the Powerade, zero sugar. In fact, they had Gatorade there, didn't they? And I was like, Kit Kat, says Brendan. Kit Kat Chunkies are very nice. Indeed, the Lions got this. The wood going south. What would your reaction be to the penalty on Foley if you're a neutral? For me, it seems like it was one of those ones that because we don't see it very often in New Zealand or Australia, it became a bit of a surprise. I've seen it a couple times take place. I believe in the top 14 after I did a little bit more research. They have had that in the past for time wasting. So, I mean, you probably go, he was pretty hard done by, but he was warned multiple times to kick that ball and still decided to ignore it. And, yeah, it's an unfortunate one because it did seem like it was almost one that could have decided the game. All chocolate is good except Hershey's. That should be banned. Which is neutral, my boy. Says Obi and also chocolate has to be Whitakers. Yeah, Whitakers can do some pretty nice things.
Oh, see, I like Caramello Cadbury.
Oh, they're taking a shot on goal, so this will make them within these 7 points. I'm a sneeze again. Hey, why is this happening to me? Why the sneezing today? Crunchies are decent. We should do a favourites box taste test just so that we can eat a box of favourites. I actually like Jersey caramels, if anyone knows what those are. The ones that are like square and they're a caramel, then the white, and then the caramel again. They're nice. They're good. I used to get like a good bloody few hundred grams of them.
You did, yeah.
Bring them home. Chocolate licorice one. only if it's coated in raspberry.
Yeah.
Raspberry chocolate licorice from R&J's, that's decent.
Oh,
very decent. You could eat a bag of that. I do sometimes.
Yeah. It's quite lethal in our household, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet tooth.
Like a McClutchy coming in clutch with that one.
Good.
And now it's going to make the score 12 points to 19. So still actually 7 points difference between these two sides. I thought that meant that they were going to be a little bit closer than that. And Kane has to go as captain of the Black Caps New Zealand, declining massively. Who would you give it to? Not Latham. I don't think I've seen enough from Latham that shows me he actually knows what to do when there's adversity in the side. You know, like his test match decision-making is not the greatest.
No.
Licorice all sorts, don't mind them.
Yeah.
I will eat the sides of the licorice all sorts, like the coloured parts, but I won't eat the black licorice. Never been a fan of black licorice. I remember we used to get a bag of jelly beans, or we'd get a like $2 mixture from the dairy. $2 mixtures, they're a throwback. Oh, that's going to be a player down, and it's a penalty in favour of Hawke's Bay. But yeah, you get a $2 mixture, and if there was a black jelly bean in it, we would actually go down to the garage and give it to Granddad, because he used to work as one of the mechanics there. An epic raspberry, says Mr. JJ, and they are lacking their true leadership. Bring back Dixon. Sad to say, massive lack. And I was, have you ever had Hershey's chocolate? That one hasn't found touch from Hawke's Bay. Another mistake made. Chip and chase with Julian Savia. That ball slowly curving towards the touchline. Now Lincoln McClutchy looks for distance, didn't get a lot of it. He's done well to get it almost down to the 22, in fact. It's probably why you're healthy and well. Yeah, Hershey's chocolate. I've heard bad things from you and also from George as well. And Hamish could wave a chocolate bar around like Distracted Sports. Waves a wine glass for the drunk. Even. And also Cadbury Block that has all the different flavors on it, like the pineapple one. Says Obi. There was one a while ago, wasn't there? Can you remember what it's called, Obi? But there was one that you used to get like different segments of different flavors. So there'd be a raspberry one, a caramel one, and a whole heap of different flavors. I can't remember what it was now. Kicked him behind from Stacey Ely. Sebastian, or sorry, not Sebastian, TJ Perenata was the first one to tell them where it was, and also clapping at the referee for doing his job. I'll just send him off now, to be honest. I used to like him, but he's just become a bit of an asshole,
he's just
to say
one
the
of those
least.
annoying.
But it's like halfbacks, yes, they're known to talk, aren't they? But it's kind of the outside of the talking that he's doing that's just been like Wellington. They're going to win the Ranfurly Shield. If they lose it next week, like I feel like it would be quite funny, just because that's probably the last Ranfurly Shield he's going to ever have, and the only one he's probably going to ever have. Whitaker's nothing better. And also Scorched Almonds. Scorched Almonds are very good as well. Do you play any sport? If you do, you should video your matches, says Connor in there. I haven't actually. I played cricket a while ago, but not anything more recently. Can't remember, but they had different shape segments. Oh, you're talking Marvelous Creations? That one that's going to be the penalty advantage now in favour of Wellington. Now TJ Perenata passes it straight into Eritare. Enery says that was a cynical play, even though it wasn't. And now I believe they will kick this one for the post here.
Well, they have to.
And also we've got them. My mum likes licorice as well. I suppose I inherited that from her. My father hates licorice with a passion. See, I was never a fan of licorice till I learned about raspberry licorice. And then my life changed.
Well, with the
I gained 500 pounds.
Yeah.
And Whitaker's coconut rough deadly. And also we have got the Hi Hamish. I'm supposed to be here at 9 p.m. But you get in a bit early, says Lynn. Yeah, I hope you are doing very well. We have got a couple more matches coming up later on tonight. The Lions, they are going to be going head-to-head up against the Bulls. And then alongside that, it is going to be Springboks versus Argentina. Quite a big match. They want to miss New Zealand chocolate and ice cream, especially New Zealand pies and mentioned cheese pie. I feel like we're just talking food now. Luckily, it's almost tea time for us, isn't it? 5 minutes to go. And also, that's why his name I never even got in the mix, says Mr. JJ for TJ Perenata. Now Morgan taking his time with this kick. He's going to glide the ball. Did you see that? Glide the ball. He gets out the fingers. You got to act like you're going to grab the ball. Who's the queen sitting next to you, says Lynn? That is my mother. That's kick.
He missed it.
He missed straight out in front.
He really missed it.
Well, I guess you shouldn't try and fondle with the ball now, should you, Morgan? That's massive. Okay. TJ Perenara, when are they taking him off?
Bonagani.
Aidan Moore. Oh, no, it's his last thing of the day as well.
That's the first miss for him too, isn't it?
He has had 4 from 4 or 5 from 5 or something along those lines. And we'll be home for Christmas in New Zealand, says Nathan. And also New Zealand has got great pies. Miss them in Aussie, says Joe Webby. And it's just the humidity doesn't help the pastry, does it, in Australia? It kind of gets the crumbly pastry.
Yeah, my brother says that. He can't find a decent pie.
Lakai doing nicely. Now, the Wellingtonians, they still have another chance here. They're 40 metres out. If they win a penalty now, they may consider going for the kick. He almost fell the wrong way there. Got very lucky. Perenara goes back to Jackson Garnabacha, puts up the high ball.
Why would you kick it away?
It's a good question. Oh, I don't know how much of the ball Julian Savia had lined up there.
Yeah.
It's going to be forced into touch. And also they need mum's kicking lessons, says RJJ. Yeah, you would have got that one. I'd like to think would have got that one too.
Not under pressure.
And also we'll be covering the Women's Rugby World Cup at all, says Carlin. I am hoping to do a few of those matches overall. And luckily they're all on Saturdays and Sundays, which works quite nicely for us. Because I thought they were going to have midweek games, which was going to be tricky with work and everything going on. But yeah, they've got the weekend games. So maybe, who knows, maybe me and my mum's there could do a bit of co-commentary.
Fair enough. When's that start?
A couple of weeks' time, I think it is.
Yeah, pick the squads and that, haven't they?
I read that as I ate a friend. I had a friend that ate Weet-Bix and sauce. Weet-Bix and sauce, as in tomato sauce, I assume that would be.
Oh, Weet-Bix.
Yeah, nah. Why would he
margarine or butter, but not sauce.
Sauce,
just thinking of it.
And milk in there as well.
No, you wouldn't have milk as well.
Yeah. I don't know. It might help. Feel like tomato soup and Weet-Bix. Which, I mean, isn't the weirdest thing when you think about it, maybe. Like, it's weird.
Tomato soup.
Don't get me wrong,
not
it's
sauce.
weird, but...
Not sauce.
Yeah. Come on, boys, says Cushion. Currently 2 minutes left. They need a Hawke's Bay converted try to get themselves into this match and go to Golden Point. Now, if this ends in a draw, I should mention, they will retain the shield. That is after the next stage, though. Maize pies are the best in my opinion. My dad used to get the maize mince ones. Very small, aren't they?
Very peppery, but yeah, nice.
Oh, big hit on Jonah Lowe by Duplessis Karefi there. It's coming home, says Matt Cooper. And next week, straight back into it, it is going to be Waikato taking on Wellington. If they do win this game, they are going to be having to defend it straight away up against Waikato, who are in some very good form at the moment as well. Although the benefit is Waikato have a midweek game, so maybe they'll go with a slightly different lineup. Well, they Namarina Makaeli too. Nice run forward. They just need one clean turnover here for Wellington. The Hawke's Bay, they need a converted try. Are our B firm paid professionally? Yep, they do get paid.
Not as much as the other ones.
No. But luckily, it is still enough. Like, women's rugby has come a long way in the last little while in terms of being able to pay their players full-time employment wages. Because I know that recently in Wales, and I think it was Wales and Scotland, like those two sides, they would play and then they'd have 9 to 5 jobs weekdays.
Yeah.
You know, and then balancing that with kids as well is just a very tough one. Oh, nice run up the middle, bit of the going on. That's a great turnover from Lakai. Is it going to be on the hands of the Wellingtonians? It is. The Lions now have 30 seconds to play. And also, what's your opinion on the Sevens World Cup format? I thought it was a bit dumb. Overall, I feel like it was, it's a penalty to Hawke's Bay. So, pretty much, I think that World Cup, they should have had the group stages as they always would normally. But I think it was to try and get more teams involved. Oh, no. It's another opportunity. Okay, Hawke's Bay have a kick for touch. This is when this one doesn't find touch and it's the end of the game. He's got it out. So, just to once again mention, if Hawke's Bay score here and convert, it's 19-all. We go to Golden Point time. If they don't, then Wellington win. If we make it to Golden Point time and it's a draw at the end, The Shield stays with Bay of Plenty.
Yep.
That's a lie, Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay, not Bay of Plenty. Right. Kareru signs. Important throw here.
Well, is he the one that...
Oh, he's got to throw it. He's got to throw the ball. Yep. It's going to be alive. It's taken nicely by Flanders. Now the rolling maul, something that Hawke's Bay normally pride themselves on. Dominic Bird, though, trying to scratch and claw his way forward. Not working out. Eritare Inuri. Oh, he almost got his hands on the ball there, Bird. Now nice step from Kiggs. Oh, actually, sorry, it's Griggs, because I remember it's like Griggs without it. It's an advantage straight out in front of the post. Hawke's Bay now just able to throw as many men forward as they physically can. You don't want to score in the corner. That's cynical. That's cynical from TJ. Double blow of the whistle. See you later, TJ. He's saying, are you brain dead, ref? It's a tackle. You're off your feet.
Yep.
TJ goes to the bin for 10 minutes,
Fair
which
enough,
will also
so-
include extra time if we get there. I was a damn what a game. All for the... There's an emoji there, but it hasn't come through.
Okay.
And also go Hawks. There's fun to make it also. Marmite is from UK. Veg is from Australia. Right. Hawke's Bay once again will be able to kick this one for the corner. That will really make TJ livid if Hawke's Bay score now.
Oh, I'd love for them to score.
You're a brutal woman, aren't you?
No. You're thinking the same thing.
Might be. It's coming Rome, says Stephen. I think it is, says Nathan Wright. The throw for Kareru Symes taken at the front. Right. For Hawke's Bay, you've got to make this as easy as possible. Brilliant work to shuffle it just a little bit further towards the right-hand side here. James Blackwell trying to go through the middle. Eritare Inari now has the ball. Disconnecting. Chase Tia drops the head. They're just short. They're trying to hold him up. That is strategic. And that is brilliant from Julian Savia. If it has worked, that's another penalty for Hawke's Bay. Now, Julian Savia had his thinking brain on there because if that was held up, that was going to be a goal line dropout.
Yeah. Then the game over.
14's going to roll away Julian Savia. Great match there, Scarlett, not your Hamish. He called it, though. The Bay of Plenty will have the Shield, and if Wellington win and Waikato win, I think Waikato still first place, says Javon Ray. And also, we've got there, me too, Mum, says Joe Webby, and also Hamish, is it New Zealand-specific rugby competition legal? What? It is indeed. Every team from New Zealand and the different provincials. A penalty try would be huge at this point in time for the Hawke's Bayans, the Magpies, as they like to be called. Now, Kareru Sims. You're ready to go. This is a massive throw here. They went to Devon Flanders last time. Oh, they've got it wrong. Wellington get the ball, but they've dropped it backwards. And now Hawke's Bay have been able to shuffle it back onto their side. They are going to have position. No, Wellington get it. And Wellington win the Ranfurly Shield. And now they will be celebrating for about 6 days. Then they have to come back out and defend it next week up against Waikato. And also we have got there, Jap feels great to enjoy another international rugby match, says Lynn there. And also we've got the Hawke's Bay are known to come from behind. That is the end of the game. It's kicked into touch. And that is going to be the game. Wellington win 19 points to 12. So a game in which Hawke's Bay have not scored a single try. One of the rarest things we've ever seen for Hawke's Bay, really. Ever since they won the Ranfurly Shield, they have scored at least, I believe, 2 or 3 times in every single one of their defences. But Wellington were just able to shut them down. And also Waikato, Tiko. And there says Nathan, an epic match, says Javon Ray. Yeah, there was almost a chance for them at the end of the match for Hawke's Bay. But Wellington have been able to get themselves that victory, 19 points to 12. He's a very happy man. I believe that was Tane Plumtree. Did he even get to come out on the field? He was on the bench.
No, okay.
I don't think they used him.
No.
And then who do you give man of the match to?
One of the forwards.
I feel like they'll give it to TJ, though.
Why? You can't give the man of the match when he gets...
He's actually still arguing with the ref about his penalty against him.
Has he not seen what Nick White makes a dick of himself every week?
I would say that, I'm trying to remember who had the best game. Duplessis Karefi had a decent game. He got that match or saving turnover.
Number 6 ran well.
Caleb Delaney, yep, he was good. Dominic Bird was good when it mattered. James Blackwell, solid. That backline wise.
No, I suppose
it's a tricky one, isn't it?
Centers had a pretty good game.
And also, we have got any international rugby matches to come this week. There certainly is. So it is going to be South Africa versus Argentina. That is actually a little bit later on in the evening, about 10 hours about 10 hours time is when that game will be starting, but we will be going a little bit earlier on. And also Nick White, aka Flanders, and there says Obi, and also Sheesh says Nathan, and there as well. And also we have a dietitian, Franz Malharba, says RJJ. But nonetheless, we do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. This is no longer Hawke's Bays. Yeah, you can't actually read any of the names on there, unfortunately. But there's going to be a new name on it now, and they are Wellington. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, our next live stream is going to be a bit later on tonight. Lions taking on the Bulls. And then alongside that, later on, it is going to be Argentina taking on South Africa. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you do enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.